Hello, everyone. My name is Matej Barabash. I'm one of the PMs behind Azure Verified Modules. And in this video today, I'm going to talk to you about some of the updates we recently introduced to our public website. Now, let me start with the most important thing. As we are using this new theme, we do have dark mode. So if you take a look at the bottom left corner, there is this paintbrush icon here. And if you click on it, you will see that Zen Dark mode is available, which looks like this. I prefer the light mode, so I will return to it. But by default, I will call out that we have an auto switching mode, which means that this configuration is going to be read from your system settings. Now, speaking of this new layout, we have like a somewhat airier menu and some new features that I will talk you through. So first things first, based on feedback and also some usage patterns that we observed, we expanded the module indexes by default. So you no longer have to click on module indexes first to be able to see the options. So for example, let me quickly land on the Bicep resource modules category. And here I can call out the major features of the new site design. So the table of contents on each of the pages have moved on, to the top bar here. So if you click on it, you see all the headings that are available in this page. Then you have a traditional breadcrumb navigation, which is then followed by a pencil icon. Of course, if you click on that, you will be led to the GitHub area that backs basically this page with a Markdown file. And then here we have a new feature, which is a printing feature. Basically, if you click on it, depending on where you are, you will always see that page and whatever content is below that page, hierarchically speaking, and it will be rendered in this flat list. So basically, you could just hit Control-P or use the print feature of your browser, and you could either print this content to paper or save it as a PDF file. And then you have some navigation buttons here, so you can move to the next or to the previous page relative to where you are currently standing. Now, we also do have a search feature, which is coming very handy when you want to look for any modules. So actually, let me demonstrate another feature that goes along with the search feature. So let's say I want to look for the virtual network module, but I'm not typing it up fully. I'm just typing VNet. So since we introduced alternative names for each modules, I can easily just type this short form, VNet, and then you can see that I have Terraform modules and Bicep modules. Both, I think I have some examples here, pattern modules and resource modules. So I'm going to click the Bicep resource modules for VNet. If I click on it, it's going to be highlighted down where it exists, which will be somewhere in the middle of this list. And as you can see, the full name of this resource is virtual network, but we added VNet as an alternative name. Another exciting thing that you can notice here is that now we have a list here, like a short list with one bullet point, which is subnet. This is for our new experiment, which we are conducting as we speak. So basically, we are thinking about introducing support for child modules. And the subnet child module happens to be one of the first things that we are focused at. So this is currently not clickable because the module is not available just yet. But once it will be published, this will automatically turn into a clickable link. All right, let's move on to the next topic. So specifications and definitions. So if you open that section and visit this main page for module specifications, you will be welcomed with this summary page. So here you can see for both Bicep and Terraform languages and all the language classifications, those being resource, pattern, and utility modules, we now have a number of categories that we broke down all our documentation to. So this allows you to have a sense of how many rules there are, or specifications as we call them, for each module in each of those given categories to follow. Now, every single specification that is backing this table has been migrated to a distinct Markdown page. And we are now using a new system where we basically tag every single one of them with relevant information. So let me show you how that works. So let's say that you are interested in contributing to a Bicep resource module, or you want to develop one from scratch. So all you need to do is find the related chapter here on the left. So I'm going to choose a Bicep resource module now, which leads me to a dedicated page where basically I can see all those categories that were listed in the previous table. I can also just click on the table of contents, and I can see things like specifications related to contribution and support, telemetry, naming and consumption, etc. So every single one of these categories have their own summary table, and then you can see that for Bicep resource modules, for the contribution and support category, I basically have 9 specifications here. You can see their short title, as well as their severity, which for most of these just happens to be a must, but there will be other examples down here where the severity is should. There could be other examples where it's may. Then the other 2 columns that I have here is persona and lifecycle. So we are using these to kind of highlight who is this relevant for? Is this relevant for module owners only, or maybe also for contributors? And also at which segment of the module's lifecycle the given specification is mostly relevant for. Is it relevant at the beginning of the lifecycle? If yes, then it has an initial tag. Is it relevant in the middle or throughout the lifecycle? Then it has a business as usual or BAU tag. So basically, this allows you to understand regarding the role you are currently acting on behalf of, what are the specifications that are mainly relevant for you right now. Then down here, if you see, there is an expandable area. So if I click on that, then all of these specifications that were listed in this table of content style table, they are basically here with, or in all their glory and with all their content. Which is, of course, a long list. So if you want to actually land on any one of these as a dedicated page, you can just click on See Origin, which will then show you what are the tags that are applied to that related specification. You will see the content. And then down at the very bottom of the page, you will see when the content of the page was last modified. Now, this is, of course, a bit of a false positive, as we just bug updated everything as we went through this major website overhaul. But when you click on it, in essence, this will lead you to a Git history where you can see when and how that page was actually modified. So going back and speaking of this feature, I will actually navigate back to the root module specification page, where there is also a summary available in terms of when these specifications were recently modified. So if I expand that block, I will again, of course, see pretty much everything, because everything was tweaked and modified as part of this major website overhaul. But basically what you see here is the ID of the specification when it was last modified, and then you can see the full Git history and also just the last commit and what that involved. All right, and these are the most important updates from me today. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time.